When it's cold outside, you hold me tight, just my type. You know he high. When it's cold outside, you bless me. Anything, everything, never stress me.
Welcome back to Pisces TV with Dr. MB. This is our Money Monday, our magic moon, okay, video tutorial. So welcome back. If this is your first video on my channel, thank you, okay? This is for the collective, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising sign cross-watchers. You are welcomed. This video will include a reading as well as how I created my own prosperity lotion, okay? And I chose lemon. You can choose a variety of fruit and fragrances, okay? You can make balms, lotions, oils, whatever you want to. But in this video, we're going to discuss how to make a creamy, buttery lotion and mix it with your own botanicals and aloe vera, okay? Even honey. I like to put holy water in everything. So we'll go over that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Stay tuned. We'll get started with your reading and concluding the reading. Not only will I ask a few questions to get some clarity for you, if you want to set an intention on 3 questions, 3 answers you may need, go ahead and do that. And then, like I said, we'll also do the video tutorial on how I created this beautiful masterpiece, as well as your Monday Magic moon reading. So thank you for tuning in. Let's go ahead and get started. This is a reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising sign. You guys know I set my intention on the immediate future. Anything that Spirit has for you may come out, so go ahead and set your intentions to get questions answered. At the end of the reading, you know that I always answer questions for you guys. And first out, we have the Magician. So whatever you're thinking about right now, this card may provide some answers or some solutions. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Cross watchers, you are very much so welcome. All of my returners, thank you guys for joining us on this beautiful Monday, our moon day, our Money Monday, okay? So in this video, as I have discussed, there is a tutorial on how to make your prosperity items, okay? So in this selection, we chose lotion and balm, okay? In some of my other videos, it was a candle. So whatever your tools are, every Monday on Pisces TV, you can chime in to get some tutorial instructions on how to make magic and the moon work for you and your money, okay? Now, to get started with your reading, Pisces, I have the Magician, past energy. I have the 5 of Cups, possibly present energy. And the 9 of Wands coming up as your challenge, solution, or future, okay? Now, we'll go ahead and get started. I have the 3 of Swords with the Magician, so healing some heartbreak, all right? I see that the one may be coming. Whoever it is that you walked away from, honey, maybe you thought that they were the one. I don't think they were, because this 5 of Cups is also associated with this 7 of Cups, which talks about illusions, okay? It talks about not choosing. Somebody didn't choose to see love in a situation that may have started off as something different. With these 3 cups, it talks about a third party, possibly. With these 3 swords, it talks about you knowing about this third party, okay? And it being a dagger in your heart. So maybe someone that you kind of admired or you saw potential in, maybe that individual kind of stood you up, or are you trying to manifest a new love after heartbreak? With the 5 of Cups, it talks about crying over spoiled milk. With the 7 of Cups, it talks about this inability to choose, not putting yourself first, okay? So for those of you in this present energy of not seeing the light, if you turn this up, right, if we put the 7 of Cups in reverse, guys, and talked about making decisions, having clarity, you know, not being distracted by toxins, whether that is actual drinking or other things that you may implement, okay? We're going to turn this upside down and we're going to focus on this cup. Now look at this, guys. If I have this 5 of Cups like this and the 7 of Cups in reverse, That's like some alchemy, right? Creating something out of nothing. Look at that. You see there is no water here. So whatever this is, this oasis might be an illusion with this 7 of Cups. And with this 5 of Cups, all of the water's rushing out. So it's like if we don't pay attention, guys, if we're crying over spoiled milk, if we're crying over something that does not make any sense, we want to stop that, okay? Now, with the 9 of Wands, I have the King of Pentacles, and I have this Ace of Wands in reverse. So I like that. The 9 of Wands could talk about ending a cycle that could have been a struggle for you. It also talks about your manifestations, okay? So being really close to something that you're trying to manifest. And this is kind of like taking all the steps, taking all the actions. This puts me in the energy of the 10 of Wands because we have the Ace here in reverse, which could talk about this creative energy. Okay, could also talk about this creative idea, this passion. Okay, with it in reverse, it could be a thing of the past. What is this thing of the past? Something that has been on your mind for a very long time, or has, if not on your mind, it's been with you. Okay, for some time, and for some of you, that could have been a struggle. So let's go ahead and get started with your reading, guys, to see where we're going with this on this good old Monday. Now, some of you may have a creative idea coming up, and with this King of Pentacles, it's like you're going to be able to use all the things that you've learned. So maybe watching my videos, because I do give good game after good game, but it definitely talks about taking one creative idea, putting in the work behind it. And this King of Pentacles tells me that, you've gone through some things, you've learned some things, and using the past, okay, as an example in the present. So we're not going to hold on to the past, okay? That creates depression. And we ain't going to look too far off in the future because that creates anxiety. But using the past, using what you've learned from the past is knowledge applied, which is wisdom. So I like that. Okay, so Spirit, you are welcomed into this reading on this beautiful Monday evening to deliver a message for my Pisces. Okay, this also is growth. Here we have the Knight of Swords. It's the overall energy, which talks about bravery. Now, why does Pisces have to be brave? And then this talks about coming out of a cycle, ending a cycle, an ending of some sort. This could represent a person, place, or thing. Some deception, all right? If you feel that everything is coming down, crushing on you, this Knight of Swords talks about fast action. It talks about bravery. Sometimes can talk about impulsiveness or recklessness. Now, the 10 of Swords is a completion. Maybe it took bravery for you to complete whatever this is, because in the picture I have the moon, this eclipse blocking the sun, okay? So something that happens really quick, right? Because the eclipses, they do happen like that. Something that was very important but happened quickly. And it may have something to do with information, betrayal, or completions. But let's see. Ooh, an ending. Definitely an ending. All right, so maybe there's an end to some impulsive behavior. Okay, if some of us was moving too fast, taking information and running with it, not really looking into the details, and then feeling like, oh my God, how could you do this to me? And it's kind of like you didn't have all of the information. You kind of took something and ran with it, and it devastated you, whatever this is. And then centering the reading is judgment. Judgment talks about an ending. It also talks about forgiveness. Okay, it talks about being judgmental. But let's see, we'll take it from the book. So let's see, judgment. The powerful key often appears when you ease back into the flow of your higher calling. Okay, so clarity, healing, soul work, completion, the Akashic records. Like I said, records, information, trying to learn something, but going way too fast and not having all of the information needed. Right? And that's what led to whatever this is, you feeling deceived. Okay, maybe there's some feeling of deception, but you don't know it all yet. So we will see. Now, the gemstones associated with the judgment card, I'm pushed to kind of share with you guys. So spirit quartz sounds very Piscean, as does moldavite. Moldavite is a high vibrational energy, but for some of you that are very spiritually inclined, I would say be careful with the moldavite, okay? Because moldavite can knock you off your feet, and I think Pisces needs a little bit more grounding. So just be mindful of that. But Judgment, the card number 20. Okay, so we got a 10 and a 20. But as stated, through pivotal moments that shift your journey, they form the deepest rites of passage which allow you to gather your truth. When your priorities become crystal clear as a result of your own heartfelt surrender. When you experience a profound awakening that ends up transforming your view of the world, what falls to the wayside creates new space within you to heal, grow, and evolve as you become open and receptive to seated wisdom that was always flowing with you and through you, right? This higher truth may also be illuminated as you relinquish the negative feeling that you have been harboring towards others or yourself. As you shed the karmic burdens that have kept you in the dark, a time for self-forgiveness and great evolutionary change. I like that. Okay, so now with this Judgment in the past, look at that, your belief systems. This also talks about a little bit of naiveness. Okay, so if some of us have had a certain belief in something, right, and we just believe that to the core of our bones, maybe it was that belief itself that kind of stabbed you in the back. You know, kind of like believing in something, believing in someone, and then learning the truth about it. Like, for example, my own personal thing. Okay, this is my own personal thing. But just imagine if you had one perspective when it comes to life, okay? And let's just say as a kid, I always thought that somebody was coming back to save us. Now, I'm not saying that they ain't. So for all my religious people, by all means, do your thing. But my higher intelligence says that no one in particular is coming back to save anyone. Okay, so Christ consciousness is a consciousness. It's not a human being that's going to come back, or a big spirit, whatever. I don't want to go too far off in that. But this is what that screams out to me. It reminds me of that type of situation where, like, you believe in something to your core, right? And that belief was a little bit premature. If not premature, it's like you thought something was going to save you from whatever this Ten of Swords is for you, but it did not. However, getting through it or completing that may have changed your perspective or your belief system when it comes to yourself, the world around you, or others. And I like that, though. I like growing up because I felt that a particular thing was going to happen because I wasn't taught all the information about that thing. And then as I grew up and as I did my own research, I understand what a Christ consciousness is. I do understand that it's bigger than somebody returning to save some folks, okay? Now, funny we talk about returning. Here is the Nine of Swords, crowning your thoughts. This is some anxiety. If this is moving too fast and some recklessness, this anxiety or nervous tension could be causing that. If not you, Pisces, it's somebody in your environment. Okay, so it looks like somebody that may have deceived you in the past themselves were moving too fast, or themselves are trying to deal with some belief, or something about an ending. Your belief may have caused a separation or some type of ending or a completion when it comes to someone else. Okay, now, like I said, the Nine of Swords could speak to being in and out of a situation. 9 is a very spiritual number. All right, very spiritual number and cleansing. Okay, so for those of you that are into numerology, you can look into that. But you have the Nine of Swords crowning your thoughts, and the 10 sword coming behind this Knight of Swords. I don't think it's a coincidence. Okay, so the Nine of Swords is a point of turbulence, inner disharmony, or habitual worrying that keeps us trapped in psychological fear and anxiety. I think you're being too hard on yourself, Pisces. This is possible with this Judgment card in the center and your Page of Wands. Maybe you or someone in your environment maybe too, I don't want to say strict, but I think something about your belief system or someone in your environment causes guilt and anxiety, worry, fear, or despair. So something about how you believe things to be, or your belief overall, causes some type of fear or guilt and anxiety, and it should not. Or someone, like I said, someone in your environment is feeling like this, either or. Perhaps it is time to seek counsel or connect with people you love or trust. If there is an issue that is bothering you, address it head on with gentle care in order to transmute its power. I like that. That is why we did the lemon prosperity lotion. If you once you watch the video, of course it's going to be at the end of the video, but the lemon talks about feng shui. It talks about, like, if you know feng shui, how you can position things to counteract or manipulate energy in a positive way, right, within your home or your environment. Boom. So with the lemon, I talked about transmuting negative energy because I talked about my uncrossing products, and then I talked about how I like to add something to counteract that. So as we diminish lower vibrations or remove limited beliefs in certain areas of your life, as my clients move along in my program, I have things after that. After we strip you and banish and all that good stuff, then I have things to add, to transmute, or to fill those voids, right? Where we replace the things that no longer serve you with something better. The lemon butter that I made today was that better. So that is what I feel reading this Nine of Swords energy. It's just like something that is bothering you that you want to let go of, but you just won't, is why you have this energy. And if not you, someone within your environment is like fighting themselves. This judgment is talking about being judgmental or how you see something for sure. And it's like you half-ass want something and half don't, or you want to let something go but you won't. But that Nine of Swords is kind of like, I want to say passive aggressiveness, where you want to do something but you're not doing that thing. Okay, you are someone in your environment. Now here is the Eight of Wands. This talks about swiftness. Some of you guys want to take off. Others of you want to communicate, or someone wants to communicate with you, and it's like they're second guessing it. They're second guessing it because they feel that it's not time. This Page of Wands talks about youth. It talks about young. It talks about unexperienced. It talks about an opinion, a belief, or an energy that has not formed into a mature, anything. I want to say thought, but whatever it is, the Page of Wands is a younger person, okay? Could be a fire sign or just represents the fire energy. Fire to me is purification, okay? It's about transformation. So maybe a phase within the transformation process. Traveling. Some of you guys could want to travel and have some anxiety. But the Eight of Wands to me is energy. Energy that is transmuting between you and another, right? And with that transformation, we have the Nine of Swords, which is anxiety. So I don't like that your belief systems or another person or you causing each other anxiety, okay? When it comes to communication and travel. Now look at that, doing more research. Look at that. The Page of Swords talks about intimidated. If not intimidation, this talks about an alliance of some sort. Your communication with your willpower and your drive, because Wands and fire talk about action to me. Swords talk about information and intellect. Okay, so taking some creative idea, doing some research about it, and not being so fickle. The Nine of Wands is my fickle card, because there's some kind of static here when it comes to you learning something new, developing something new, and then communicating that. I think there needs to be some courage when it comes to whatever it is you're trying to bring forth, because this is bravery. So if you want to complete whatever this Nine of Swords is for you, if you want to complete that and come out of that energy, this talks about bravery. The Page of Wands also talks about bravery, because she ain't scared of shit. Most people would say that she's naive, she's overly, or he is overly optimistic, it's kind of like rose-colored glasses, but with a little fire behind it. You dead ass, and can't nobody change your mind. And I don't care how more advanced they are, how much advice they want to give. This is some part of you that is just like, I know what I know. I know what I know, and I'm not letting it go. And so that's what the Page of Wands is giving me. Now we have the Six of Swords. This is some communication or some travel for sure. The Six of Swords talks about moving away from chaos. Maybe this Ten of Swords was the chaos, and you're moving away because of, like I said, your belief system. Your belief system and or it's just representing you and a transition, travel, release, reorientation, and change. After some deception, there is a change in your belief system, okay, or how you communicate what it is that you believe. All right. So the Six of Swords highlights deep revolutions of transition and change. These may involve actual travel or upcoming events that will open new doorways. So something's coming up for you, Pisces, and these pages talks about newness or something young, something underdeveloped, okay? This may be an ending or some type of judgment, a final answer coming toward you. Maybe it's something that you've been waiting on with this Page of Swords, okay? But the Page of Swords has the same bravery, but it's mental. It's mental, and it's more so, pages represent messages. So kind of like how you think or how you talk. And then, like I said, the Knight of Swords for me talks about how you move forward with something, okay? So under this Ten of Swords, we have the Page of Pentacles. Again, another page. So pages, again, like I said, are about messages. There's messages coming in for you, Pisces. Maybe some information, something that you've been waiting on. This also talks about some money. Maybe some money that you've been waiting on. Because now you have this Nine of Pentacles, and this deck has been shuffled. This card came up before for Pisces, not in this position. But look, the Knight of Swords with this Nine of Pentacles, okay, talks about fast action, going after something, being determined, having tunnel vision, and a lot of you guys are fighting for your independence. If not fighting others, definitely pushing yourself to be more independent. This Ten of Swords talks about a completion of some sort. Maybe you're no longer waiting on a sign. This Page of Pentacles, like I said, is someone new who's an apprenticeship, someone naive. It talks about a child or childlike energy. And then this Ten of Swords up here talks about something devastating or a completion. So maybe you didn't get to do something that you wanted to do, how you wanted to do it. Or like I said, if you're waiting on a sign or waiting to hear from someone, this Ten of Swords just talks about it not being good news, okay? Or it's not a good idea to sit and wait on a sign. You can create whatever it is that you want by going after it. This Judgment card and this Six of Swords talks about moving away from chaos. So making decisions without judging, just saying that this isn't for me, this ain't what I want, right? And the Page of Wands with the Page of Swords, again, newness, messages, beginning, optimism. So a passionate message, an informative message, a message about some money. Now, as I'm shuffling, I have the King of Swords right here with this Page of Wands. Now, this Knight of Swords, okay, I got two sevens. The Knight of Swords, I have the Seven of Wands upright and the Seven of Cups in reverse. So as I stated, all of those things that you were clueless about, all of those things that you wanted to start and stop, any fears that you may have had in the past, it's like instead of them making you afraid, you are actually doing something about it. This is multitasking as well. And it's also everything coming back at you at once. So Pisces, this could be talking about some of you that are ending a cycle. If you have things that re-represent themselves, if you have things that resurface in your life, okay? This is your opportunity to not be distracted, to kind of show your growth. Maybe some things are going to come toward you and it's all going to happen to you at once, or maybe in the past all of these things happened at once, and it talks about your back being against the wall but you pushing through and being brave, okay? Now, something that you were holding on a little bit too tight to, for some of you, this could be finances, because it came up for Pisces again today. Two different decks, so I like, that it all makes sense. But the Four of Pentacles in reverse also talks about an inheritance, so this could be a thing of the past. For some of you guys, it's something that's coming toward you. And with these 10 of Swords, that talks about a completion or an ending. So if any of you, lost someone in the past, because this Knight of Swords could be someone young in age, like, barely pushing into adulthood. And the Ten of Swords for me could, like I said, it talks about a completion or an ending of some sort. So this is you no longer holding on to that energy if it brought you any type of negative whatever, because the Ten of Swords is about as bad as it gets. Okay, now I have the Queen of Wands here, so there's a need to have more confidence when it comes to how you represent yourself when you speak about money. Okay, when you talk about life, there's a need to talk life into life, right? After going through whatever this is that you had to defend yourself against and be brave, I have the Queen of Wands here. And like I said, she is a very confident individual. She has magical abilities. She's attractive. She's the center of attention. So this is all of these are all of the things that you can incorporate. For others of you, this is a message coming from this Queen of Wands. Okay. Now, what is this message about? Look at this Nine of Cups. This Nine of Cups, to me, okay, talks about happiness. It talks about your vibration. It talks about being happy alone. So some of you guys, this person chose to go do their own thing. Or for others of you, this is a message from someone who in the past wasn't willing to commit. The Nine of Cups talks about, like I said, an individual that is happy with themselves, you know, not wanting to move too fast, and something about they could have even been intimidated by their own thoughts. Maybe some of their thoughts kept them, do I want to commit to Pisces? Do I not? Or maybe Pisces, do I want to do this? Do I not? But I feel like this anxiety here is created by some type of intimidation. Is what I feel. What's changing for Pisces? You are changing how you see things. This Page of Swords is pointing at her eyes, right? I can't help but to see that. And then I got the Two Pentacles for this page, which talks about some change. It talks about silver and gold. It talks about night and day. It talks about the sun and the moon. It talks about an adjustment. What are you adjusting, Pisces? Oh, look at that. Do we have 10 Pentacles here? So this is a good change, I think, because it ain't no higher pentacle than the 10 of Pentacles, right? And so an adjustment being made, some investigation, some observation, some recovery. Some of you may have had a surgery recently and you're recovering. Whatever that surgery was is definitely going to benefit your health, okay? And this is a completion. Now, the Nine of Swords, I have 10 swords, okay? For 10 swords, I had the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Something that you're no longer holding on to. I think that you're no longer holding on to. It's like some information, something about how you think, Pisces. Your thought pattern. Your thought pattern of how you thought of a person is, if it hasn't changed, it's going to change. Because you didn't have all the information, they didn't have all the information. Somebody was moving too fast, and somebody may be a bit naive, okay? Somebody's also recovering from some changes when it comes to their health. This could be mental health, spiritual health, physical health, okay? But right now, there's a decision being made, or in the past, there was a decision made to either move or communicate. Something about swiftness. So this could be something that didn't go anywhere for a long time, suddenly taking off. Okay, and look at that. This Six of Swords is clarified by this Ace of Pentacles. So you either move away or move into a new life. You're coming out of something, going into something totally different. This is that, Christopher. This is that transformation, because here I have the Death card. I'm also looking at the Fool card, with the, which in this deck is called the Idiot, and that is not nice. But it could talk about your decision making, okay? Or choosing to be, like I said, a little smarter, a little wiser than before. Because whoever this was cold and calculated and very stubborn. Whether it's you or another person that was very stubborn about how they felt with this Page of Wands. Somebody could have saw you as being immature when it came to what you think, right? And maybe that thing ended because you said, nope, this is what I believe. I believe it's real. I can have my ice cream and cake. And this person is saying that's unrealistic. You can't have ice cream and cake in this world. You're going to have to pick the ice cream or the cake. And Pisces was like, nope, I can have all of it. Okay, now, with the Nine of Pentacles, which is your overall outcome, dear Pisces, look at that. This is talking about this person or place. Whatever this is, this Nine of Pentacles and this Knight of Wands talks about creative energy, using the energy within you. Okay, the Knight of Wands also moves very fast. This also talks about an alliance of some sort. Okay, somebody that didn't have all the information before, that kind of told their ass, and another person who just liked their independence and was trying to find their own way. So maybe both of Christopher, you want to do this with me? Okay. Maybe both of you were ill-advised because one person's moving too fast thinking of themselves, the other person's moving too fast and not off facts, right? And then here we have an inheritance of some sort because of an ending. Here we have some confidence needed, right? The Page of Pentacles also tells me about a child, okay? And with the Queen of Wands, this could be, so we have the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Wands. This could talk about a son, okay? A mother and a son situation. It could. And the Nine of Cups talking about doing what makes you happy. So don't let your kids run you, or whoever this is run you. Don't let your own belief systems run you, because this Hierophant pops out when I looked at this Nine of Cups. The High Priest is about beliefs. It's about law. It's about institutions. It's about giving and receiving, and who's supposed to give and who's supposed to get. Somebody got a certain belief system when it comes to that, right? And somebody may be focusing on themselves, like I said, or maybe judging themselves, like you have a hard time even being happy. You have a hard time accepting gifts, okay, or giving it, because I'm looking at this Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Cups is definitely somebody who sees no wrong, okay? So maybe there has been some modification in how you see somebody or how they see you, or just kind of like how you see things in general. This King of Cups just isn't really emotional to me. And with this Page of Wands, the Page of Wands and the King of Swords, to me, both of them have this absolute stubbornness when it comes to when they think something. When the Page of Wands thinks something, now though the Page of Wands is fire energy, is very creative, right? The King of Swords doesn't have that level of creativity. However, when it comes to my way or the highway-ish, that's something that these two cards share. And if these two cards share that, this could be talking about a significant age difference when it comes to this King of Swords, like somebody that's been through a little bit of more stuff. And the Page of Wands, somebody who hasn't, but the benefit of them not going through all of this shit that the other person went through is this fucking pure, untampered with energy, right? It's like when you were a kid, how you thought anything was possible. Now they said that the magic, like children are magical, right? Because they don't have some of the conditioning and some of the reality that adults would have. So this King of Swords is very fucking adult, right, when it comes to strategy. And this Page of Wands is more so like, it can happen if you believe, right? Like Peter Pan, like if you really believe it can happen. And this King of Swords is like, shit, man, you need to be for real. So those two different energies, I don't know if it's you fighting your own self or you and another person, but these are the two energies that we're dealing with right here, okay? Which is why something that was off and on and off and on and off and on and off and on ultimately ends. And that ending is going to bring about something for Pisces, okay? So I'll ask Spirit, is there anything else that I can help with for Pisces to clarify anything else, right? Before we move on to your questions. And I have work, business and work. Be practical when it comes to work. Okay, plant seeds. It's a very fertile time. Separate yourself, baby. Separate yourself from things that distract you, first of all. Second of all, this Seven of Pentacles talks about planting seeds because they are going to grow, okay? I'll read from the book because this is a new deck. And I haven't, let's see, one more. And here's that sudden change. Yep, and Eight of Wands is very fucking Saturn. Okay, let me see, where's that little book at? Because I just bought these for you guys. And I have not read from this author, and I want to. So here we go. Let's go with the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay. It's a little different here, guys, so give me some time. 4s. Okay, 5. 7. Okay, a new venture. Okay. The Six of Pentacles has given you the resources, skills, reputation for accomplishments in the world, especially risky projects. Beyond the capabilities of others, there are many opportunities, and some indecision and anxiety is to be expected. Nevertheless, with wise choice and wise choice, good timing, and perseverance and hard work, your goal will be reached. So this is about reaching a goal and taking a practical approach to do so because of the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, now centering the reading, we have the 8 of Pentacles. So this talks about progress. We go from the 7 to the 8, and I want to see what that's about. Apprenticeship. I like that. Having resolved the uncertainties of the Sept of Pentacles, the wheat finds you embarked in a new project of real significance. See, something new. So moving away from the old to something new, maybe relocating your business and or home. I like it. I do like it a lot. Don't let impatience, laziness, or vanity drive you back to the comfort of your past accomplishments. I like that. So that's just like a checkup in the center here. We're coming from something, going into something else. So the King of Cups, since we're going to follow this business pattern, the King of Cups is a very fair business person. They know how to wheel and deal, and this talks about negotiation. Okay, so maybe some of you have had to negotiate in the past or will be negotiating with somebody who is very high and dry. So there is a need to stick to your belief system with this Page of Swords here and not let this King of Swords bully you. Okay, so here we got these two kings. We got the King of Swords, which talks about information and strategy, and we have the King of Cups. Now this could also be an alliance, okay, between somebody who is like good when it comes to negotiating and someone else who is good when it comes to strategy and making shit make sense. Or this is just you overall, Pisces. It's what this 10 of Pentacles, this ideal situation that you've been researching or trying to get into. You may just have to use a bit of both of these energies. The King of Cups being fair, open, trustworthy, approachable, because this person is very vulnerable and comfortable with being new, okay, or comfortable with whatever it is that you are. But then we have this King of Swords who is a warrior, who never loses, who is absolutely going to win, and once he decides something, he sticks to it, right? I like it. And then the Tower here talking about this separation or this sudden change, okay? These 10 swords and these 2 swords, making the decision to either be in and out of something or just close it out altogether with this Tower card. So let's see what this Tower has to say to us. Did I have to drag that out? What this Tower has to say to us. Okay, so the Tower. So those of you that may be seeing 555, okay, 363 or 366, okay, it talks about a new direction. All right, so that talks about change. All right, now it also talks about joy. It could talk about a third sun. Okay, means smashing and breaking apart, dropping off and bursting open. I don't know why that made me think about backing it up and busting it open. But here it is. Is it a fortress or a prison? Indeed, there is a little difference, for we easily may become prisoners of our own defenses. The Tower is the world axis. The center of being and the divine illumination has stuck at its core, demolishing it, but igniting its depth to spark new life. So the falling figures represent head and heart. Oh, look, head and heart, right? Reason and emotion were imprisoned in the towers of dogma and defenses. We saw them bound in the devil's card. Okay? So this could also be talking about two things that have been in separation, being bounded by that devil, choosing to be free, or just timing. It's over. Okay? Anywho, though now released, before they can be reborn, they must come back to the earth of the body and must be submerged in the waters of the unconscious, which have been quickened by the lightning. The manna from heaven falling around them will sustain them through the trials of this transformation. So this is like a fall from, and look, it's like some, that's so cute. Why does this look like a little cup? You see that? That looked like a little cup right there, right? Maybe that was the top being blown off, honey. But this is coming from the divine. This also puts me in the mind frame of the Merkaba, okay, or the Kabbalah, whichever one. And if this is the body, right, if the tower is the body, the heart and brain and all that kind of stuff, maybe there's some shaking up. It's a choice. It's something that happens fast. There's an ending. And what is ending? This anxiety or this indecisiveness, this being in and out. Yeah, I totally see that. So anyway, here we have this sudden change with the 10 of Swords and the 2 of Swords. That is that definitely talks about a separation or an ending for sure. But I like that. I like how it talks about the brain and heart, and the King of Swords is the brain. The King of Cups is definitely the heart, and something about those things changing, coming together or coming apart, honey. So now go ahead and get your questions. So let's go. 4 cards, Spirit. Let's get some answers for Pisces. There we go. I'm just going to lay them out, and then you can select them, guys. So here's group 1. Here is group 2. Here's group 3. And one more drum roll for group 4. Okay. Now make your selections. Listen to your intuition. Group 1. Recovery. So you're healing. You're definitely healing, or someone in your energy, right? They're healing. Group 2. Romance. Okay, so I like that coming together. Look at that. Coming together. Group 3. There's something better. Okay, so something is better for you than whatever it is that you asked for, which is good. And group 4, you got a straight up no. Now what I like about this no is there's another no with an exclamation point. So Spirit didn't yell. It's just a subtle no. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading tutorial as much as I enjoyed making it. Join us on Facebook at Pisces TV. Of course, just type Pisces TV in the search engine and you'll find us. There's a page. You can like the page. But like I said, join the group. If you want more information on my products and services, the link is in the description box to the Etsy store. Always, always, always check the community tab from here on YouTube if you want to stay updated with any of my events, my promotions, or just information. And until next time, guys, namaste. Thank you guys for watching that reading. Now we will get started with the tutorial. So, first and foremost, set your intention. What are you wanting to create? Okay, the moon is an awesome tool to use as far as a compass on what direction you want to go, right? Depending on where the moon falls, be it a new moon, a full moon, first quarter, dark moon, whatever, those each cycle, and I have videos describing that if you want a general breakdown of the moon cycle, view some of my other videos. But this is just setting your intention based on the moon cycle itself. That does help. Okay, Monday is moon day, so that could also be your day. I believe 3 p.m., whatever time zone you're in, is a good time as far as the moon. Maybe even 3 a.m. I know that 3 is a good number for the moon, okay? But you can look that up, so don't take my word for it. When it comes to numerology, there are different charts and maps that you can use as far as picking a timing of a day of the week, and what moon cycle to follow. I won't get too, caught up on that, because whenever you want to do it, it's also an awesome time. Now, this is an empty container just to show you, that you can take any form that you like to go with it. Now, I started out with butters. You use butters, oils, and look at my lemon filing in there. This was just for, look at that. It's kind of, it's still in rare form. That's why I set it here, so that you can see how I start. And then you'll see the overall outcome. So, like I said, you want to use butters. Butters, oils, balms, okay? And as I put this on, I don't like to block pores, right? So, I love balms because it's an oily, earthy, sexy, glowy kind of feel for me. But lotion will give you like a matte finish for the most part, depending on how much oil you put in your lotion. Or if you choose to use like I said, butters and balms and things like that, or beeswax, whatever you want to use. But I've already whipped it up to save us some time, sat the little lemon in there for a personal effect. Now, you can use an aloe vera plant. You can use aloe vera liquid, okay? You can also use your vitamin C's and E's and botanical oil. So this would just represent aloe vera and our botanicals, okay? Now, I like honey because honey's sweet. Honey's soft. Honey is an antioxidant. I feel like that's the word to use. So it kills mucus, right? Mucus is a germ. So when you think about raising your vibration, I just think about taking away anything nasty. So lemon is a purifier. Honey is, good for killing mucus. And mucus is caused by, bacteria and dis-ease that takes form in the body. So something cancer isn't simple. But for an example, cancer could, form in the body because of some trauma intentions, right? And so not saying that I have the cure, okay, or to stop any of your medical practices, but this does say, for me, I set the intention with my lotions and my oils to benefit your body, to remove dis-ease, as well as to attract whatever it is that you're looking for. So I'm just telling you how I do it, okay? So within my products, there's always a base that helps eliminate the negativity, okay? And then I have the intention to replace that with better. So that's why I have oils that I let age, okay, with my own particular herbs and essential oils. I like frankincense. I like rosemary. I like to use rose petals for abundance. I like everlasting herb, which is good for like healing the inner child and youth. And then this is solar plexus. So even if you want to associate the colors or the fruit and the herb with the chakras, you can also just align all of that. But for the element, right, of Money Monday, I love lemon because lemon is used for abundance. Lemon is used for clearing out unwanted energy. Another little side note, before bed and when you wake up in the morning, if you have just like a room temperature or warm glass of water and you hint it with, a few lemon, that could do something very dramatic when it comes to cleaning your aura, cleaning away negative energy, and also cleaning out your liver as you sleep. So purifier. Sometimes it's not about attracting or asking for new things. It's kind of also about removing those negative things that may be causing some resistance, okay? So for money and magic, I like to use elements that cleanse as well as aid in attracting. So we move forward with the oil. Now, I like black seed oil. You can use grapeseed oil, avocado oil, some more fancier oils. You can do your own research. Or some as simple as walking into your Whole Foods markets. But it's all about your personal preference. And then I would also just suggest to do some research, okay? If you didn't want to go all organic, you can use body oils and skin oils, okay? If you want to create, as I do, from multiple oils, right? You put a little hint of this and a little hint of that, and a little hint of those, right? And those are some things that we talk about in the seminar. So if you're interested in taking one of my seminar classes, check the community board for the flyer on how to sign up for that. But here's the oil. So you use a blender, a Ninja, whatever it is. If you want to do it by hand, I think that's kind of hard. But I take the oil, I take the butters, and then we move forward with, well, what do you put in it? Okay, good stuff. I said that I like the everlasting herb for healing childhood traumas. I love roses for prosperity and abundance. I'll use a herb, like I said, for good luck and protection, abundance, also good health. I like to throw that in there because the healthier you are, the higher your vibration, the law of attraction kicks in, as well as your ability to manifest. So this is my variation of my 7 herb. As you guys may know, I use 13 or more herbs for my uncrossing. That's what started my whole process. That's my baby, okay? But as my clients go through, you know, my alternative concoctions, I like to add, and we start adding. So once we remove all of the negative things, and I'm kind of showing you how I set the intentions to make my creations, but I'll have, like I said, a base that removes, and then we get to replacing those with something better, right? So unlike the 13 herbs that kind of just like brush everything away, the seven herbs does the opposite. It opens you up for love and abundance and attracting. It gives a feel of harmony and pleasantries, whether it's by yourself or in relationships with others. Now, specifically when it comes to money, this is about attracting the good money, okay? Not fast money that leaves fast. This is like my Knight of Pentacle concoction, right? I like principle and practicalities. Money that stays, money that you can pass on to your kids, healthy money. Okay, we don't want to just attract any old kind of money. But to me, this is very healthy. This is very light. I chose to go with yellow. It says something about your drive and your willpower. So all of my business owners, just whatever you want to set your intentions toward. But this is my variation of 7 herbs that I have put together. And if you want to know specifically what these herbs are, again, this is something that I express in my webinars, okay? So here we have the botanicals, we have honey, we have our essential oils, we have our herbs. Like I said, I throw this in for effects, but please believe that it's some lemon juice up in there because it's all natural. And then, like I said, you want to blend, and then either you can use a container like this or a pump that I've used. So this is the actual item itself that I will use at my store if you want to purchase this. So it's brand new. And like I said, I entitled it Lemonade. So let's see on camera how this goes. Okay. And like I said, it's thin. It's not too much. There we go. It's not too much. I want to see how it goes. I wish you could smell it. But you see that? Moisture, shine, and it smells so good. Sweet as honey. And like I said, something is purifying and strong and citrusy as lemon is so good. And then just imagine with a hint of love and a hint of light, okay? And then like I said, I use ordained water. I don't want to just say holy water, but I do use special ingredients in all of my items. So here you got to see from beginning to end. I don't know why this light keeps going out, but forgive me. But here you got to see the butters and waters and elements and oils, how it looks after being blended. Like I said, you know, I don't like it too thick because it sits, right? And after it sits, it kind of cools. So this is, keep in mind, guys, that this is something I whip together. So as it cools, it thickens or whatever. Because like I said, you can put it in your own little pumps. And then this pump, boop, put it out there. Not too thick. And then sometimes, because I use organic ingredients, you'll get a little stick or a seed or a stem on your hand, but it's magic. This is not like the commercial lotion, like, you know, that you just wear for fun. Keep in mind that the intentions that I set and the magic that I put together in a bottle, I send to you. So keep that intention when you start making things, not only for yourself, but for others. as you make the item start to finish, you always want to keep the results on your mind. What do you want? And what I want for people and for myself is what I described: a high vibration, a clean environment, clear clarity. Okay, that's important. Away from confusion, sweet honey, botanicals for the bougie. Okay, just love and light. I should call it that, love and light. But lemonade for me was inspired by my braids and Beyonce. If I could say that, I hope I don't owe her any money for that. But if you've gone through any relationship issue, well, ain't no if. All of us have gone through something. So this lotion is for people that are getting back on the horse, okay, specifically. So I didn't make this for kids, okay, even though kids can use this. I made this for people that are getting back on the horse. Like I said, when life gives you lemon, you make lemonade. So I've taken a product or a fruit that people would find to be bitter, and I made it very sweet. And in that sweetness, like I said, if you research lemon, because that's what I would hope that you do, is research all of the ingredients that you're using. And I chose lemons specifically for its feng shui, how it helps with aligning or aiding where something is missing. Okay, and in this case, if it's money that's missing, we add herbs to draw in some abundance when it comes to finances. But abundance isn't just finances. It's a way of life. It's a way of thinking. It's opportunities coming in that allow you to make money. It's stress from money being removed and lifted. So that's, all of those things are important to me, not just cash, cash, cash. I do have oils and ointments for that as well. And if, depending on how new you are to my channel, here's one that I like to just keep on hand. Okay, so when I do money, I have those, but this lemon is something a little bit different. The lemon is abundance. The lemon is royalty. And like I said, love and light. So I hope you guys appreciated this tutorial as much as I did, just showing how as simple as whipping up butter, water, oils, whatever you want, into that, creating a lotion. Now for those of you that are more interested into balms, I can show you how that turns out, and we will do another video for that. But here is an example. I wonder if I can get this big, huge bowl in this little display. So I also wanted to show those of you, this is a balm, okay? It's a little greasier, a little shinier, a little thinner. It's what I prefer, actually. But I also, like I said, my clients, a lot of them prefer lotion. So like I said, for the lotion, I would use butters, waters, and oils. For the balms, I like to use beeswax, honey, balms, and oil. So it's a little bit of difference when it comes to like the oil and water. So I wanted to show you guys the balm, right? And its natural element. That's how I get started, right? And then I take that, I take that balm, and you know, alchemy. I heat it, I cool it, I mix it, I love it, I set my intentions, I talk to it, I work with it, right? And then it makes this creamy, guess I'll stick my hand in there. It makes this creamy, buttery, yummy. You'll see why it's my favorite. So you just put that on, and look at that. And it smells like lemon, and it's the balm. So I'm more excited about the balm than the lotion, as you can see. If you want to purchase any of these things, guys, like I said, the link is in the description box. So yes, I can show you how to make it. But if you want to try mine, that is there for you, as I'm wiping this all over me, because I ain't wasting no product, and it smells so good. I wish you could smell it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, okay, as much as I enjoyed making it. Check the community board to sign up for my Money Magic or Moon Magic webinars. Okay, there is a flyer on the community board here from YouTube. Just check the tabs at the top of the screen. All right, if you hadn't checked the daily vibe that was posted today, click on the video tab from here on YouTube. All of my returners, check your notification bells in case you are not receiving alerts. If you are, that is great. And all of you that enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're interested in any of these products, there's a link in the description box, and they can be shipped to you. Namaste.